Hey bestie, I hope you're well. I just tried to go live, but there was some connection issue. So basically, something that I want to talk about. I had a call with my one-to-one client, and we were talking about quite a few things. And I think one of the biggest thing that happened for her was how she ended an year-long self-sabotage and outlined her 100K business. Right? Let me write that topic, and then we can get started. How my client ended an year-long self-sabotage and outlined her 100K business. Okay. Post, pin the comment. I always forget that. Okay. So, I just want to talk about a few ways in which how she was standing in her own way of success, how she was getting sucked into this whole mindset work and like trauma work, and but not integrating it into her life and not taking necessary action, seeing what everybody else is doing, trying to replicate what's working for everybody else, creating content from a scarcity mindset, selling from a very sleazy place, doing like unaligned actions in her business based on what her coach is doing, right? Firstly, taking unaligned action is you taking action from a place of like how do I make money, like how do I make more money, what can I do, like I saw this person do this, let me start doing that. I saw my this is working for my coach, or this is working for this coach who has amazing results, let me start doing that. But you don't realize that each business is very unique, each person is very unique, and you take up strategies and you try to replicate the strategies that are working for someone else, and then you don't realize the fact that your life, your energy levels, your business, your ideal client is completely different, right? This is exactly why after having signed those initial few clients here and there, it becomes very difficult for you to build that consistency, because there is room for customization. The general strategy for you to get a first few clients, it's fine. But when you have to build that consistency, build a solid, profitable, like long-term business, you need to customize the strategy that you get from a group coaching program, or you generally get it from like a coach who's just focused on strategy. And they're like, this is what worked for me, this is how it will work for you. But then you're doing exactly those things and you're like, but why the hell is it not working for me, right? We have been in that situation. That is exactly when you have to understand the fact that now it's time for you to customize. Now it's time for you to like really see, how do I make this strategy my own? Like, if you want to be just like making little bit money here and there, I'm fine with that. But if you're like, no, like I really want to build a very strong, I want to build a sustainable business that brings me money consistently, then I want you to understand that you have to hone in on your business, make it your own. You have to have your own content creation process, your own sales strategies, your own way of doing things, your own brand values, your own authentic voice. Only then you can create a business that is solid, that is long term, that is literally going to make you money consistently, not signing a few clients here and there by replicating other people's strategy, or having clients come to you randomly where you don't know how to replicate that. And every month feels like, oh my God, like I have to start doing this again, right? You don't want to be doing that. And for that, you have to focus on customization and like personalizing your strategy. And that is exactly what this particular client came to me for. Previously, she had been, one sec. Like previously, this client of mine, she had been part of different group coaching programs. She had been like really doing things in a lot of different ways, signing up to different freebies, like thinking that the strategy is the answer. So she kept on applying different strategies from different coaches and just got overwhelmed and like kept on like in that self-sabotage cycle. But I think some of the things that we worked on in the first call were so powerful like 2 months ago, which now is not only helping her get inquiries and get clients, but is also gave her like a long-term vision for where she's going, what is she doing. I'm so sorry. Like I just got out of a flu, so if I'm coughing and it's annoying to the speaker, I'm sorry for that. So she got in that pattern, and she knows exactly where she's going. She's so sure that she's going to get there in her own unique way, in her own, by applying her own method at her own pace, trusting her own timeline, right? So that's some of the questions that came up, and I'm very sure this will be very relevant to my other entrepreneurs. First one is, what solution? Like maybe you are like intuitively asking for that. You're like, okay, so but what do I do? Right? How do I sign more clients? How do I make 5K months? How do I do this? How do I do that? Right? And you're consistently making dua for it. You are asking and you are praying and meditating and manifesting, and all these things are happening. And you don't even realize the fact that maybe the solution is already here. It's literally in your face. The solution is so close to you, but you're choosing to ignore it because you have discounted it as not being the answer. Like I did that. Like let me be the first one to admit it. I did that. Right? When I was like 2 years ago, when I was consistently getting intuitively called to do things differently, intuitively called to incorporate more mindset work, I kept on ignoring it. I was like, no, let me just leave that to others. I will just do strategy. I know content. I know copywriting. I've been doing copywriting and content for years. Like that's my thing, and I can't do other things. It's not safe for me. Right? So I have been like, I want to build like multi 6-figure business. I want more clients. I want more this. I want more that. And I got the answer. The answer was start incorporating more mindset work. That's exactly what you're meant for. And I kept ignoring it. I kept discounting it. I was like, that's not the solution. No. I don't want to focus on that. And you tend to do that. Right? Like right now you have, if you are in that alignment, right now you have that answer in your mind. You know exactly what you're avoiding, what you are discounting as not being the solution. Maybe it is as simple as, maybe I need to do more lives. Maybe I need to be on TikTok. Right? You know what? And you have that intuitive voice where it's like, you know what? Just message that one person. Maybe start incorporating email marketing. Maybe just have a freebie. Maybe just start talking about this particular topic. And then you're like, no, that seems very random. I don't want that answer. And you're discounting that as not being the solution. And that's exactly why you're stuck. Next reason. Or you got the answer that you want. Maybe you are like, you know what, this is exactly what I want. This is the passion that I have, and I know this is the right answer, right? But you are like, let me just stay curious. Maybe I can do something else as well. Maybe there's some other answer. I see this even with clients who have consistently been investing in one-to-one mentorship, and they're still trying to look for a different answer. They're still trying to look for or fish for something new, something different. Or maybe that is the answer, right? So the first one, which solution have you discounted, right, as not being the solution, and that's why you're stuck? Which is the solution you know is the solution, but you're just choosing to stay curious. But yeah, this coach, my God, that's interesting. I want to try out her strategy. Okay, this seems very nice. Let me just try out that. And then you go and you smell all of these different perfumes, and then you get desensitized. You're no longer able to smell anything. And that's exactly what you're doing with your business. And that's like a huge pattern of self-sabotage. So we spoke about 2 behavioral patterns. Okay. Okay. So the next behavioral pattern that I've seen in clients is, you know what the answer is, right? You know that is the answer, right? But then you also know your you know your own habits, you know your own behaviors, you know all of these different things that are draining your energy, right? So you know this is the answer, right? You know that this is how I'm going to do, this is the aligned method for me, but you're not choosing to take any action because you're investing too much of your energy in doing random things. You're spending way too much time scrolling. Maybe you got the answer that, okay, fine, you should be on TikTok. And you're like, yes, I should be on TikTok. Or, okay, you need to incorporate email marketing, make that lead magnet, right? And then you're like, yes, that's right. That's exactly what I need to do. And you're like, tomorrow I'm going to do that. But tomorrow comes around, and then the energy, the little bit of energy that we mompreneurs have, you spend that time on scrolling, or you spend that time on people who are draining you of your energy. You spend that time on doing random thing, watching shows, scrolling. I don't know what your behavioral pattern is, but you're choosing to do that versus actually solve the problem, right? And I'll tell you why exactly you're going to external environment to feel that validation or to fill that hole, because it feels unsafe for you to do something new. And now, because it feels unsafe for you to do something new, you're finding things that will give you immediate dopamine release. It's familiar. Scrolling on your phone is familiar. It's safe. No one's going to come attack you in your blanket under your bed, like in your bed, right? It's safe to... oh my God, someone just messaged, I need to drink more water. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for saying that. Okay. So you are consistently doing these things, right? You are avoiding all of the real work, and you're doing things that are keeping you safe. You're doing things that feel familiar to you, and you know you're doing that, right? This is where personal discernment comes to play, wherein you're like, you have to decide that now, wherein you have to be like, what is the cost of me investing my energy in wrong behaviors? What is the cost of me just complaining about the problems to my business bestie, or complaining about something else to another person? What is the cost of me just randomly scrolling on social media? What is the cost of me not taking the action? What is the cost of me not selling regularly? And like all of these different things that we are choosing to do becomes like a huge self-sabotage pattern, right? So these were like the clear 3 behaviors that I see, like proper self-sabotage patterns in my own clients, in the people that I interact with from my community. And I really want you to focus and like really understand that this is exactly what is happening underneath the surface. This is where you need to bring that self-awareness. You need to stop getting triggered by these blind spots, right? And you have to understand that I need to operate with this level of understanding. When you are calling yourself out, right? When you master the skill of like self-awareness, and when you master the skill of like really putting a mirror in front of you, and you're looking at your own flaws, and you're looking at how you are keeping yourself trapped, right? That's when you will grow. Because you can go and fight with 1 million people. You can go and fight with anyone else in the world. But you can't, it's very hard to fight with yourself. That's exactly why sometimes like dieting and like workout, because your fight is with yourself. That's exactly why things get difficult, right? Okay, so after having made you aware about the self-sabotage patterns, I don't like to keep you stuck there. I have a few ways that work like magic, to help you quantum leap, right? To help you really end these self-sabotage cycles and excel in your business. Start taking fast action, right? So here are some of those routines, right, where you can let go and receive and open yourself to abundance, and open yourself to action, open yourself to more energy, open yourself to more productivity, open yourself and really receive the guidance that you are meant for, right? One of these ways that you can start doing that is firstly normalizing triggers, right? Normalize it. Every time you get a trigger, every time someone like annoys you, something doesn't go your way, someone like gets your blood boiling, just ask yourself, like, why am I having such a huge emotional reaction over this? Maybe it's as simple as you were just talking to your mom and she just made like a comment about something, and that instantly made you go, whoa, like, why am I reacting this way? Right? So really focus on your triggers, because your triggers are like your pathway to success. Let them be those guiding lights. The moment I stopped looking at my life as something I'm living, and I started looking at my life as if I'm like, okay, fine, that is information, that is a source of information that I can take in order to improve myself. I used to get so triggered by my husband. I used to get so triggered by my kids. I used to get so triggered with anything I used to read online, and I would have immediate emotional reaction to it. Right? And triggers are for others can lead back to destruction. Exactly. Right? Especially if they're misplaced. Especially if you are angry about something else. Maybe your business isn't doing well, you didn't get the job that you wanted, or something didn't go your way, and then now you're like really emotionally charged. You take it out on someone else, someone who does not deserve that at all. Right? So like really understanding your triggers and looking at them just as source of information. Just be like, okay, fine, I got triggered about that. How did that make me feel? Why did I feel that way? Was it some deep insecurity of mine that came to surface? Right? I snapped at my kids. Why did I snap at my kids? Right? Maybe someone, how do I or we control that? Okay, it starts with awareness. It's like, I'll tell you how to control your triggers or how to like manage your blind spots. Literally shed some light on it. Trust me, your brain will be like, what is wrong with her? Like, what is she doing? She's not going according to the script, right? She's not going according to script, and your script is, she gets triggered, she reacts. That's the script. So when you're like, hold on, why did I get angry? Hold on, why did that piss me off? And something your husband does, maybe he left a wet towel on the bed and you're very angry, and your reaction has always been snapping at him, and you're like, see, you always do this. You think I'm a maid, I have to pick up after you, and you go on and you get angry, and that's your script. That's the script your brain has. But the moment you stop and you shed some light, and then you're like, okay, fine, right? And you're like, why did that trigger me? Why is it important for me? Is this affecting me in some way? Right? You will automatically start shifting. And the next time, you will catch yourself again. And then you will catch yourself again. And then you'll be like, okay, fine, this is a pattern. I got angry at this last week. I got angry at this last month as well. It is a consistent pattern for me. Right? And then learn to regulate yourself. Right? This is not someone, like, I'm not someone who's like, I'm so, like, I don't get angry. I don't, like, I'm a very calm human being. I'm not. I have a lot of control issues. I have been navigating life through all of these things. And that's exactly why I'm so qualified to be doing this, because I have gone through those struggles. I get triggered easily. I'm highly sensitive. I'm an empath. Right? So shedding light on that, one way that has also helped me process my triggers was regulating myself before the trigger happened. So every day morning, I make it a habit. I do like a breathwork session, right? Or even when I'm triggered, or I know I see myself getting angry, getting overwhelmed, getting panicked, I sit down for some time and I do like a breathwork. There are like 1 million guided breathworks on YouTube. Just go to YouTube, type breathwork session, guided breathwork session, like so many will pop up. Like, hear one of them and start breathing accordingly. And then you will come back, you bring yourself to that calm. You bring yourself to a normalcy and not operate from that trigger, right? Next one is, this is like my favorite one. I wanted to make this like a habit, especially if you are in that process of achieving a big goal, whether that big goal is making consistent income in your business, whether that big goal is creating consistent content, whether that big goal is posting more on TikTok, or anything that you have in mind that this is exactly what I want to work towards. Or you're like, I want to buy my own house, or I want to buy my dream car, I want to get good grades. Like whatever like your main goal is, I want you to pick a technique. It could be visualization, affirmation, it could be guided meditation, anything, like even journaling every day about you having achieved that goal, right? For this particular client of mine, she wanted to have consistent like 5-figure months, right? So I made her pick a technique which was like affirmations, and I made her like every morning or every evening or night, whenever she found the time, to sit down and write about the feelings of her having achieved that goal, right? What would she feel if she was already making 5k months? What if one of the goals that you have is you want to have a published book, right? So then you pick a technique, maybe scripting, journaling, meditation, affirmation, whatever it is, and then every day you remind yourself of the feelings you will have after you have already achieved that goal. So in the case of you writing a book, how will it make you feel to see your book as the bestseller? How will it make you feel seeing the hard copy of your book in your hand? Right? That is one of the best ways for you to literally release success blocks. That is one of the best ways for you to release limiting beliefs that are holding you back. Make it a regular practice of your day to incorporate feelings that are coming up for you when you are thinking of having achieved that goal. So first one, change your relationship with your triggers. Learn to listen and understand your triggers. Secondly, pick a technique that will remind you of the fact that you have already achieved that goal, right? Whatever that goal is, think of you, how would you feel if you have already achieved that goal? If you have already bought your dream home, if you have already bought your dream car, if you have already got your dream job, if you have already published your book, if you have already been making consistent money, how will that make you feel, right? The next one is get support and get guidance from the right people, right? This looks like hiring a coach. This looks like listening to your favorite YouTuber, listening to reading books, whatever is the possibility for you. I would highly encourage and recommend you about how you can like really start doing these things and incorporating these things with a coach. The good thing is they will help you fast track your growth. Something that you will achieve in the next 3 years, your coach will help you get there in 3 months. That's like the biggest shortcut. The shortcut to success in life is hiring a coach or a mentor. But if you're not currently there and you're like, what can I do? I'd be like, go listen to some of your favorite YouTubers. Learn from YouTube. Learn from academies and like online portals and stuff. How to stop thinking on unimportant things. How to stop thinking on unimportant things and focus on real goals, as it's very difficult because of many social media. Yeah, that's exactly what I said at the earlier of this live. You have to ask yourself, what is the cost of me not changing? What is the cost? Like, like now you know what you need to do. You know, this is the right step for me. You know all of those things, but you're choosing not to do them, right? This is you consciously making a choice to not do them. And as a result, you are paying a price for it. So you have to be very honest with yourself, sit down and write this down and ask yourself, what is this costing me? Right? What is this costing me towards my goals? Like if from tomorrow, I'm like, I'm not going to do anything. I don't feel like selling every day. I don't feel like creating content. What is it costing me? It's costing me my dream business. It's costing me the life that I want to live. It's costing me the abundant life I want to create for my kids. And that's too much of a price for me to pay to rather go and sit on social media. Get very clear on what is the cost of you scrolling on social media. Write it down. Write it down. Remind yourself. That's like literally you. It's like one of those memes on the Office, when all of them are holding guns to each other. Like journaling so sometimes feels like that. It's like, whoa, someone caught me in my own lie. Someone just caught me. I'm caught. And those are very good moments because those are your blind spots, right? And then the next step for the question that you asked was the next journal prompt that I will give you other than that is, why am I avoiding doing the work? right? Because somewhere deep down, it makes you feel safe. Somewhere deep down, it feels very comfortable, right? It feels safe for you, and you're worried that if I take this action, what will someone else say? If I do this, what will this person say? Like, ultimately, what is the cost of me doing this? What is the cost of me feeling this way? Like, does that make sense? Like, it is some sort of an uncomfortable new situation for your brain. So your brain will keep saying, oh my God, like, don't do that. It's scary. Like, look, everyone's going to make fun of you. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Right? So really catch yourself in those moments. What is it costing me? What are the unsafe feelings that I'm avoiding with social media? Because social media is just dopamine release. It's a very easy way for you to feel happy in the moment. That's what it is. And it'll keep us hooked all the time. So what is it that you're avoiding to feel by using social media? For me, sometimes when I am very overwhelmed, or if I have like a big task, like last week I had to record like a whole course for my clients, and I was avoiding it. And I was really on social media, and I was like, oh my God, I'm sick, I need to take a break. It's not, I can do it later. And it was easy for me. And then I had to remind myself, like, what am I doing? And the real thing that was happening underneath that surface was, I'm not like I what if I don't create good enough content? I don't know what to say in my course, which is ridiculous. I have been doing this for years, but it was something unfamiliar. I haven't created a course like this before. It was unfamiliar for me, so I kept on feeling that way. Hey Aisha Kamal, I think you asked how to not make mistakes. Sometimes I make mistakes. Okay, how to avoid mistakes. Sometimes I make a lot of mistakes. That affects me. Okay, so what do you tell yourself the moment you made a mistake? This is like a pattern, because when we were smaller, like when we were really young, people made it very difficult for us to make mistakes. But we don't realize that making mistakes is part of life. You learn by making mistakes. Anytime you're trying something new, you will make mistakes. You can't avoid making mistakes, but you have to change the relationship that you have with you making mistakes, right? Maybe you were small and like maybe your parents were kind of harsh. Like, I'm not saying, I'm being very careful here. I don't want to like say things that without knowing too much information. Maybe like an aunt, maybe like school teachers, or someone in your life when you were really small, they scolded you a lot when you made mistake. Or they made you feel like you can't do things the right way, and they like sort of yelled at you, and now you're carrying that pressure in your heart. And like now when you do things, you're very hard on yourself, because your body, your protector self told you that, you know what, don't, like, if you make a mistake, this is the price that you have to pay. So you started becoming more aggressive with yourself, and you're like, I can't make mistakes. But who says that? I make mistakes. Today I was cooking something, I totally burned it. I was recording a video yesterday, I fumbled. Like, you can go read my content. There are like thousands of mistakes, and I run like a 6-figure business, right? Change the relationship that you have with you making mistakes. Okay. I had another question. How to be motivated. Okay. When we don't have like an end goal, that's why we feel like we need constant motivation, right? Fix like a vision or like a strong goal for yourself. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself 2 years from now? And when you let that vision, that goal excite you, when you let that thing be like, oh my God, that is possible for me. I'll tell you why it's possible for you. If you can think of a goal, if you can visualize it in your mind, it is possible for you. And if you're like, you know what, 3 to 4 years from now, I see myself as like having like a very successful online business. I see myself having my dream job. I see myself doing this. I see myself doing that. Then that will keep you motivated. And as I said in when I was talking about techniques, pick a technique and remind yourself of that vision consistently, and that'll keep you motivated. Every day morning, I remind myself of the vision I have, which is building an even bigger business, having consistent 10 to 30K months regularly, right? I want to build a profitable business. I want to impact more people. I want to help women start their own businesses. I want to be on stages. I want to be like really helping women get empowered and do all of these things. And that thing is what excites me. It keeps me motivated, right? So that's how I would say you'd be motivated. Yes, it is live. You can ask questions if you have any. I'm just checking if there were any questions that I missed. There are so many people who are telling me to drink water. It's just that I get way too excited when I am talking about things I love. I just get very excited. Okay, I think that's it. I think we covered most of the questions we had. Okay. Last thing that I want to discuss around getting support. Okay, getting support and getting guided. The last thing is, if you want to live a more purpose-driven life, if you want to live an empowered life where you feel like you are getting guided by Allah, like you're living a purpose-driven, faithful life where you feel like you're literally getting like answers. You're intuitively being led. If you want a life where it feels effortless for you to live and create and make money and all of these things, one of the biggest things that I have prioritized, right, in my business is switching off. It might look odd, but yes, taking breaks, taking meaningful, healthy breaks wherein you are completely switching off from your phone, from your social media, from the books you're reading, from your work, from your clients, everything, completely switching off for a few days, right? And then like when you switch off all the noise, oh my god, like the real intuition, the real self-talk, the real guidance, the wisdom that comes to you is so crystal clear. So all the time you're like, I'm not clear, I'm not sure, I don't know, what do I do, what do I want to do? Literally just shut down all the noise that you're taking from your external environment and then tune in. Okay, I knew that would come. I knew someone would say I take too long of breaks. I get it. But what are you doing in those breaks? If in those breaks you're still scrolling on your phone, you're still like video gaming and all these things, it's not going to work. You have to completely tune in. You have to ask yourself powerful questions. You have to ask for that wisdom. You have to like prioritize sitting down for meditations. I know it looks like, oh my god, meditation, it's not for me. Like I used to be that person who used to be like, meditation is not for me. But I can't take a day without like literally sitting down for a meditation. Build that into your practice. You will get, like Allah wants to guide you, right? Read more Quran, read tafsir, like really let that guidance come to you. Shut down all the noise around you without doing these dopamine charging things. Like really do that. Oh my god, 1 second. I had another question. Sometimes I ask all the time. I literally confused. I can't make decisions. Again, that's what I'm saying. Aisha, I don't want to like say your whole name, but Aisha, that is exactly what I'm saying. Like when we get really criticized growing up, it becomes difficult for us because making decisions is hard because you haven't built that skills to make decisions. Give yourself an opportunity to make decisions in smaller things, and then you build. Decision making is a skill. I used to like teach corporate students of that. Decision making is a skill. Again, you have to go back and ask yourself what happened back when I was growing up that made me that I used to get like harshly treated with when it came. Maybe when you made some wrong decisions and now you are holding yourself in that guilt and you're like, I can't make decisions. I'm very bad at decision making. What happened to make you feel that way? Why do you feel that you're not good at decision making? Right? Who made you feel that way the first time? Right? And then build on those skills. What is field in your 100K client working? What field? This particular client is parenting. Hind, she's in parent coaching and mostly mindset, but I would say also in parent coaching. We have been like, this particular client and I have been working for past like good 6 months, and I think right about now, oh my god, things are getting so good. But I think that's the particularly, I would say, mindset and also a lot of parenting. I take too long breaks. How to balance both deen and dunya? Sometimes I feel like I can't give 100% towards deen, and could I manage, please? Okay, how do you balance both of those things? I feel like the way Islam is in itself, it's a very balanced religion. Like you look at other religions, to be religious, they have to go to forest and like not get married and wear random clothes and have like don't not take shower, and that's the extremes of their life. But the way Allah designed our deen, like it's so balanced. You can have like a normal social life, you can have like a normal day-to-day life and still do all of these things, right? What is your purpose? What are your purposes in this dunya? Give ideas on what I should prioritize. Okay, Zainab. My purpose in life was very, very self-centered. It was to build a business, to see myself this way and that way. Like after becoming a mother, I think my focus now, alongside doing all of those things, is raising like literally future leaders. I want to raise very healthy and emotionally intelligent kids and really like be a good role model for my kids. So that's like my purpose. For you, I would say, in terms of what you want to prioritize, what comes naturally to you? What do you like actually enjoy doing? What do you enjoy talking about? What kind of books you like to read? Like it comes with a lot of exploration, and that starts with you being curious. You like asking yourself, what excites me? Right? Going ahead with your curiosity will give you answers as to what you should be prioritizing. I remember when I felt like I don't know what my purpose is and what I should be doing, I literally went and did some random stuff. I took up photography. I did blogging. I did social media marketing. I did copywriting. I did corporate training. What else did I do? Yeah, I did a lot of like random stuff, podcast hosting. So I did a lot of like random stuff here and there until I found what I liked. So you have to like, before you decide for a cake for your wedding, you have to go and try different cakes, right? So go and try out different activities, different knowledge, different industries, different things that you enjoy doing, and that will give you like a understanding of what you want to be doing. Like right now though, isn't praying also? Yes, 100%. Praying is also like meditation. Aside from that, I would say even doing meditations, like when I pray, and then like especially when I'm in sujood, I literally ask Allah for guidance, and I'll be like, Ya Allah, please make it easy for me, like help me, guide me. I don't have any answers, you have all the answers. You are the ultimate source of wisdom and knowledge and guidance and all those things. And even when I do meditation, I'll be very honest with you, there is a lot of like mindset and stuff that goes around, but it's so important for you to realize that all of these things, meditation, breath work, and anything I do, I seek that guidance from Allah only. So when I'm sitting in meditation and I'm like closing my eyes, I'm doing my breath work, I visualize Allah's wisdom coming to me. I visualize and I ask Allah, I'll be like, Ya Allah, can you just like help me, guide me on this, like help me, I'm really struggling with this particular thing, I'm not having clarity in this thing, can you just guide me through this, can you show me clear signs, can you help me through this? So that's something you can do, because as long as you, whatever techniques you're using, as long as you know the ultimate source is Allah, even if you're manifesting, even if you are affirming, even if you are like doing anything, as long as you know that ultimately everything comes from Allah, it's fine, right? The techniques are not important. Aisha Kamal, Dunya Deen is not separate thing. Not all we can do everything considering ibadat. Yes, ups and downs and iman level is common. But that's right. That's exactly right. That why we always ask Hidayah in every namaz. Yes, and see, like we have a very narrow understanding of what like deen and dunya and our work here is. Like when I am coaching my clients or I am doing anything for my business, I am serving, I am empowering, I am helping someone, I'm genuinely helping with absolutely no attachment. That is me doing good in this world, right? Right? When I help my clients build heart-centric, impact-driven businesses in this world, I am doing good in this world. Right? So it's about your intentions. Even if you're giving someone water and your intentions are, Yallah, I hope you're pleased with me, that's ibadah. Right? Even if you are writing a book with the good intention in mind, that is ibadah. Like you are doing something good for this world. My God, this live got so long. I did not plan for it to be this long. Yes. Oh my God. Yes. Smiling is ibadah. Watching your parents with a smile. Yes. 100%. How do you manage work, home? Like it is, all of these things are skilled. Like when you first start, it feels overwhelming. Like how do I juggle everything? How do I do this? Better routines, more practice, you trying out a few things, failing, making mistakes, and then getting up and doing it again. That's how, like, I think good solid routines wherein you have like divided your time accordingly, time blocks. Like in the time block where I have house chores and housework, I don't do my business work. When I have business work, I don't do like my house stuff. Like in the day, I have time blocks wherein I do this thing and that thing. So very tight knit time management is the answer of how you do it all as a woman. How to enhance tawakkul in Allah, subhanallah. I face a difficult situation now, and how do you develop strong relationship with Allah? What I need to do most, I think tafsir, like it has helped me a lot, especially listening to Noman Ali Khan tafsirs. Those were very beneficial for me, especially at the time that I needed it. So I think your relationship with Allah will be healed when you really pay attention to what is Allah wanting from us, and that comes with you reading Quran with more understanding and like more tafsir and developing on that. Quran with tafsir. Yes, oh my God. I feel Pakistani 054. Oh my God, you're so bang on. I feel like we'll match. That's exactly what I was saying. Thank you so much for your perspective. May Allah keep you. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not so glad that this was beneficial for you. And I think that was the last thing that I needed to talk about as well. So switching off and tuning in really will give you the guidance and tools that you need to detach, to surrender, to actually receive the kind of abundance that you have been wanting. So that the 4 routines. Let me just tell you once again. Changing your relationship with your triggers, picking a technique to feel the gratitude as if the goal that you want is already here. Any technique, affirmations, meditation, scripting, journaling, whatever feels good for you. Next is getting support and guidance, whether this is through books, reading the right kind of books, mentors, YouTube videos, coaches, and like support groups on Facebook, right, to upgrade your knowledge and information. The next one will be switching off completely, even from social media and all of these different things, and tuning in, letting the guidance come to you, doing things that you love, right? Going back to reading fun books, spending some time in nature, spending time with your family, doing basically the things that you absolutely enjoy in real life, not online. No playing games, no like social media and stuff. That's exactly what we could do. Yes, Sharma, that's exactly what I was saying. He's literally my favorite. I like at least once a week I will spend the whole day like listening to him, and it really helps me. Exactly, if anyone of you can understand Urdu, watch his tafsir course. Yeah, I am actually part of his. You mean the Bayana TV, right? Like I'm sure he did in English too. Akhri Moza. Yes. I have heard that. It's really good. It was really nice hearing you do it often, even though we have less audience. Like absolutely, I love this conversation as well. And for me, it's never about the audience. For me, if I can connect with one person and help one person, for me, that's the goal for my day. That's it. It's okay. Allah, ma'am, may Allah guide you, bless you with a lot of happiness and joy within your life. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for all those beautiful duas and everything. And I hope it was amazing for all of you. And see you guys next week, inshallah.